D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I'm coming at you with this article. I'm doing this now. This is a couple of days old, this article and this story and everything, but I wanted to do it because it has to deal with Andor. And since I cover Star Wars and I cover that show, you can check out my weekly episodic reviews. They'll be up at the top and everything. I wanted to cover this story because, a lot of people I talk to / comment sections, that's all that stuff. They like this show, and I personally don't care for it all that much. It's not that great. It's not as great as you Andor nut huggers love it, which is fine. I get it. I've been called stupid because I don't like it, and I get it. That's what you do these days. You just call somebody dumb or some random name. It's fine. But I wanted to go over this because Nielsen ratings came out, and Andor didn't chart as much as great as you think it did. But I wanted to go over this one. I was going to cover this on my Sunday video, but I just had a bunch of articles and I picked 3 different ones besides this. But I wanted to go over it anyways and talk about it. So this is from Forbes and says, Andor is better than The Mandalorian, but no one is watching. I disagree, but whatever, And if no one is watching it, does that mean it's better? I mean, I don't know. Anyways, okay. Andor just aired its 7th episode yesterday out of the 12 total, which are arriving in 3-episode mini arcs as part of a larger whole for its first season. By this point, I am willing to declare that this may be the best thing that the Disney era of Star Wars has produced, other than maybe the movie that inspired it, Rogue One. I disagree wholeheartedly with that statement. Who wrote this? Paul Tassi. You're dumb, Paul Tassi. You're not a Star Wars fan. You're a fair weather Star Wars fan. Anyways, okay. Unfortunately, no one is watching. Yeah, no one's watching because nobody cares. So it can't be that great. Well, not no one, but data indicates that significantly less people are watching Andor than all the Disney Plus other Star Wars offerings. While we don't and probably will never have official numbers from Disney, we'll never get official numbers from Disney. They don't want you to know how bad this stuff is doing. From Disney tracking firm Parrot Analytics, I don't know if that's maybe it's Perio or whatever. I don't know. Parrot. Anyways, Analytics says that the demand they measure for Andor using their various metrics is overwhelmingly lower than all the other Disney Plus Star Wars series, including both seasons of The Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, and even the Book of Boba Fett. Now, I will admit this. Andor is better than the Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan in terms of storytelling. In terms of action, no. And I think that that's a problem for the show, not having action. You can get all political thriller all you want, have political intrigue in the show and everything, but there's a very little world building, very little character development. You can argue with me all you want about that. That's fine. I can deal with it. But I mean, you can't argue with there's barely any action. I mean, come on, there's like barely any. And the episodes that they do have action, it lasts like 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes tops. Get out of here with that nonsense. Okay. Looking at their chart, it's that very, very low line creeping along the bottom. Let's do they have the chart? I don't see it. Anyways, well, it doesn't matter. I'm about to pull up the Nielsen ratings. In a way, I understand this. I didn't think Andor sounded like a good idea from the outset, spinning out of an entire series from a single character from Rogue One. And the show has no big names, no Skywalkers, no Solos, no cool guy in shining Mandalorian armor, or Tiny Yoda. I'm happy that this show doesn't have those things. It could have more of the Star Wars world. But he's right. Like Andor was like not my least favorite character, but like the most uninteresting character in Rogue One. I'd rather maybe see a show about Jyn Erso and see where she went, or even those two the blind Donnie Yen guy. I don't remember their names, and his friend. I'd rather see their story than what's his face, Andor. But I do think that the stuff with Mon Mothma is interesting. It's just not enough for me to be all like, yay. And to Baby Yoda. I mean, Baby Yoda was cute, but I've had enough of them. I've had my fill of Baby Yoda for a little while, but we're gonna get more. But it's just so good. I cannot speak highly enough about what Andor is doing here, creating the groundwork for the rebellion in a thrilling, engaging tale that is miles beyond what we've seen in other Star Wars projects so far. Okay. Yes, I would even go as far to say that this show is better than The Mandalorian itself. A great series, sure, but one that is often bogged down by its problem of the week format, where some settlement needs to be saved by Mando, and then in season 2, it gets lost in trying to be connecting thread between everything from Rebels storylines to the arrival of the CGI Luke Skywalker himself. I mean, I don't agree with that either. I don't agree with a lot of you saying, Mr. Tossi, whatever your name was. Andor does not care about Easter eggs or cameos. A problem, I think. Andor cares about storytelling and good writing and powerful performances from its cast. And it's very obvious that that's not what Star Wars is or what people want. I mean, good writing, there is plenty of good writing, but people want the Easter eggs. People want the cameos, and you're not giving it to them. And maybe that's why you're failing. Let's see, how much more of this do we have? Mr. Paul Tassi. I've read articles from him before. The good news is that it doesn't really seem to matter in the short term how Andor performs. A second season is sure thing, true, with another 12 episodes committed to already, which will lead to the events of Rogue One itself. So we're only getting 2 seasons. So it's pretty much like when they signed on the dotted line, they were like, we're doing 24 episodes, 2 seasons. It's a done deal. So you can't be all like, well, it's getting a second season, so it must be good. No, they already had the season 2 in the bag. So get out of here with that nonsense. It does matter if it's good, because if it does well in ratings and stuff, because people like myself get to tell the Andor nut huggers, hey, you're wrong. No one cares. No one cares about your shitty show. However, I do fear that Andor performing poorly will cause Disney to think they need to go back to flashier projects jammed full of cameos and Skywalker relatives. You don't need to have Skywalker relatives. I don't understand why everybody says that. You don't have to have Skywalker relatives. For instance, he mentioned it, so I'm going to mention it. Bringing Luke Skywalker back at the end of Mandalorian, don't get me wrong, that was freaking awesome. I loved it. I was in my living room at what was it, midnight or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, I love it. But let's just pretend he didn't do Luke Skywalker, and he did. The concept art had Plo Koon, but Plo Koon died, so it couldn't have been him. But let's just pretend it was Plo Koon for a hot minute, that it was Plo Koon instead of Luke Skywalker. I still would have been super happy. Let's pretend it was Mace Windu, a one-handed Mace Windu. I would have been like, you have got to be freaking kidding me. That is awesome. So it doesn't have to have a Skywalker reference, but it is failing on the Easter eggs and the cameos, and I think that is a problem. When really they should be giving showrunner Tony Gilroy a blank check to do absolutely whatever he wants within the universe, if this is what he's doing with a random collection of characters in Andor. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I actually would love to see his take on the politicking of the Jedi. I mean, that would be good too, but I mean, it would be boring, as I think that's painfully unexplored in the movies and series so far, but we'll see. Watch Andor and if you're bored at first, just wait. Trust me. No, you're going to be bored the whole time. I've been bored this entire time. I mean, granted, there's been a 5-minute thing here where I'm all like the heist. The heist was fun, but it's just not doing good in the ratings. And we're going to go over that right now. Hold on. I'm just pulling that up right now. So this is what it is. Its first 3 episodes drop, because this Nielsen is a month behind. You see, we got Dahmer number 1, and you don't see Andor. And this is just overall. You don't see Andor on this list at all. You don't see Andor on this list. Okay. Which says a lot. That even Fate the Wink Saga made it on the originals list, and Andor didn't, a Star Wars show. You have got to be kidding me. I bet you the Mandalorian season 3 makes it on this list. So that's the overall, but let's look at the original list. Okay, so here's the original. Okay, and we do see Andor at number 6. I mean, number 6 in its first 3 episodes. You're telling me, and they do this. Here's the minutes watched. You're telling me that, I mean, granted, Dahmer, I understand why people watch that, and Cobra Kai. I mean, there's 5 seasons, so people have more to watch. But it couldn't be Lord of the Rings with 3 episodes. Lord of the Rings only has 5. You're telling me you couldn't beat Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power? That show sucks. You couldn't beat the Fate the Winx saga, and you can tell me, oh, well, people were watching the first season. No, people, if you didn't like the first season of the Winx saga, you weren't watching season 2. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's very low on the thing. But I mean, oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. It got number 6. I honestly feel that if you can't make the top 10 in the overall on your debut and you drop 3 episodes, that says something about your show. And for this, I think it says it sucks, because it does. The show's not good. I mean, I went and sat down and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to be positive about it. I'm going to try to like it, because I was excited for this show. I mean, I wasn't like excited, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch it. I'm excited. I like Star Wars, but this show is just, you know, top tier garbage. I mean, in terms of Star Wars, like, yeah. But at the same time, it's better than Boba Fett and Obi-Wan in terms of storytelling and writing, because those shows are just god awful. Those are so bad. All right, I've done enough complaining about your love story here, but I'm just trying to say, like, listen, the proof is in the pudding. And the pudding's got a little bit of shit in it. So you eat that pudding up. Me, I'm going to just sit and criticize the pudding. All right, you guys, listen, that's all I got for you. Tell me, what do you guys think about Andor? You know, I did a lot of gaslighting in this video, but whatever, I don't care. Tell me what you guys thought about this article. Tell me what you guys think about Andor. Who's your favorite character? You know, do you like it? Do you not like it? All that good stuff. Tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next Andor video. You guys have a good day. Bye.